So he's giving instructions as to the procedure. And I can hear, and remember, this is the 80s. This is 1988. So there were no cell phones. You couldn't film it. The technology just wasn't there. So all the students had these handheld recorders. So as I'm sitting there naked underneath a pre-surgery gown, I can hear the procedures and the instructions in English, Spanish, Arabic, as they're recording in their native language what's going to go on. And so at that moment, my head kind of slumped as I felt like a lab rat. They were about to send me into surgery, and the chief surgeon was going to operate on me. And I'm sure a lot of these students were either going to be like on Grey's Anatomy. They were going to either be right down there, or they were going to be in some bay up above looking down at the surgery, a part of their residency or intern. But soon as I put my head down, something told me to just look off to my right side. And I did. And when I looked over, I saw a familiar face. I saw Mitchell. And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Mitch?" And his reply back to me was, "So you're a professional baseball player?" And my reply back to him was, "So you're a doctor?" And we talked for a second, and the chief surgeon asked, "You guys know each other?" And we just calmly told him, "Yeah, we were high school classmates. We were actually even teammates on the freshman baseball team." So I tell that story, and I might need an additional video on this. I tell that story because what's powerful about that is Mitchell and I came from two completely different backgrounds. I came from a basically working, I won't say working poor, but just a working blue collar neighborhood that was bused into this predominantly white, very affluent school. And Mitchell was this very affluent Jewish kid that I went to high school with. So I look at that story and I said, if you look at Mitchell's, where he came from, there was probably a good chance, being this affluent Jewish kid, that either his parents, an uncle, a grandparent, somebody was successful doing something, whether it was a lawyer, more than likely a doctor or a dentist. So that Mitchell could look very closely in his family and say, oh, it's doable. Now you flip that over and you go into my neighborhood. I saw no professionals, I saw no executives, I saw no lawyers, and I saw no business owners in my neighborhood. No professional athletes, nothing of the kind at that particular point in my life of somebody that I could look at on a regular basis and say, it is possible for me to do what I'm saying I want to do. So I was creating something out of nothing. But the point I'm trying to make is Mitchell and I both declared what we wanted. That is the first phase. You need to know what you want, why you want it, and then operate out of your imagination, being able to put that into a picture where you can see what it is that you want. So again, I'm stressing to you, Mitchell and I both declared what we wanted. He wanted to be a doctor, and he basically said he's going to be a doctor. And I said in my brash voice, I am going to be a professional baseball player. So that's what I wanted to share with you today as far as I call it the Mitchell Report. Make sure you're tuning in every day, or you're signing up, because I'm going to be having these videos giving you a little bit of piece of my story as we go along and before the book actually comes out. Because once it comes out, you're going to want to grab it and maybe even have some chapters before then. So you guys take care, and thanks for tuning in.